It's my privilege to introduce and welcome Mr. Kummanam Rajasekharan. He's a distinguished Indian politician known for his unwavering commitment to social service and political activism. With a career rooted in the ideologies of Rashtriya Swamsevak Sangh and Sangha Parivar, Shri Rajasekharan's leadership and dedication have left an incredible mark on Kerala's political landscape. He served as the governor of Mizoram from 2018 to 19, became the first BJP leader from Kerala to achieve this prestigious position. His journey began in 1970, and over the decades, he has led various Hindu organizations including the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Hindu Akya Vedi, where his efforts to protect religions and cultural heritage were widely acknowledged. His commitment to public service is evident in his activism against issues like Nilakal land encroachment and the KGS Ernakulam International Airport. His leadership in these protests highlights his deep connection to Kerala's heritage and his dedication to preserving it. Currently, he serves as a member of Administrative Committee of the Shri Padmanabha Swami Temple, furthering his contribution to Kerala's cultural legacy. A recipient of a Doctor of Letters for his social work, he embodies resilience as a passion for societal betterment. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Kummanam Rajasekharan.
Pranam Rajasekharan ji.
Yeah, namaskar.
Namaste. It is such an honor to welcome and invite you on this grand occasion of United Nations International Day of 21st of September. Whole stage is yours and whole world will be eager to listen to you for next 13 minutes. Rajasekharan ji, and the topic Rajasekharan ji will be speaking on is temple economy, integrating spiritual values into economic systems. Over to you, Rajasekharan ji.
Namaskar. Eminent panelists, esteemed guests, and my dear friends. It is indeed a pleasure and honor for me to address this August gathering of eminent scholars and personalities assembled here on the fascinating and deeply resonant topic of temple economy, integrating spiritual values into economic systems. At first glance, these two words, spirituality and economy, may seem distinct, even contradictory. However, a closer examination of the historical and contemporary role of temples reveals that these institutions serve as a bridge where spirituality and economics coverage in ways that benefit society holistically. Across cultures and civilizations, temples have not only been centers of worship and spiritual learning, but also key players in local and national economies. By understanding how temples contribute to economic systems, we can explore new pathways for economic models that integrate values like generosity, community welfare, sustainability, and ethical stewardship. In this speech, I will highlight the vital role that temples have played in shaping economies, how they integrate spiritual values into financial systems, and what lessons modern economic frameworks can learn from them. The concept of temple economy is not new. Historically, temples have been hubs of economic activity, driving commerce, trade, and employment. From the ancient temples of Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Greece to the temples of India, China, and South Asia, these spiritual centers have played a critical role in fostering economic development. They accumulated wealth through donations, land endowments, and offerings. which were then reinvested into the local community through employment and charitable works. In ancient India, temples were not just places of worship, but also managed large areas of agricultural land. The revenue generated from these lands was used to sustain the temple, fund charitable activities, and support artisans and craftsmen. Temples were also involved in banking and leading, acting as repositories for wealth and providing financial services to the community. The financial ecosystem they cultivated was rooted in ethical principles, emphasizing generosity, fairness, and community welfare, spiritual values that are often absent in modern economic models. A temple economy integrates spiritual values into economic systems in ways that extend far beyond the transaction. The fundamental principle that underpins temple economies is the idea of dharma, or righteousness, a commitment to doing what is right for society as a whole rather than focusing solely on profit maximization. This principle manifests in various forms, each of which contributes to a balanced, value-driven economic system. So the temples are often at the forefront of redistributing wealth, ensuring that the resources they accumulate benefit the broader community. Many temples run kitchens that feed thousands of people daily, regardless of caste, creed, and economic status. This system of giving ensures that wealth does not remain concentrated but circulates back into society. Temples have long practiced sustainable development, maintaining a balance between economic activity and environmental stewardship. The sacred groves, ponds, and gardens maintained by temples across India, for instance, serve as ecological reserves. The principles of ahimsa, non-violence, and respect for nature guide temple management practices, ensuring that economic activity does not come at the cost of environmental degradation. In an age of climate change, these ancient practices offer valuable lessons on integrating sustainability into modern economic models. The temple economy also incorporates ethical practices that encourage business to operate with a conscience. In traditional temple towns such as Tirupati, Rameswaram, Varanasi, local business thrive by serving pilgrims. However, these enterprises are often guided by the spiritual ethos of the temple, ensuring that trade is fair and that pilgrims are not exploited. This creates a sense of trust and mutual respect between traders and consumers, fostering long-term economic stability. Temples have historically been significant employers, providing jobs to priests, artisans, craftsmen, laborers, and even musicians and artists. These jobs not only support the local economy, but also preserve cultural and spiritual emancipation and the revival and conservation of heritage. For instance, the intricate stone carvings and metalwork found in many ancient temples are the result of skilled labor, and also that passed down through generations. Temples therefore contribute to the preservation of traditional crafts and skills while offering economic opportunities. Another essential element of the temple economy is the creation of social capital. Temples serve as gathering place for communities, fostering a sense of belonging, unity, and shared purpose. The economic activities that take place around temples often supports local businesses and contributes to the well-being of the entire community. This is not just about financial transactions, but about building a network of relationships based on trust, reciprocity, and shared values. The temple economy, therefore, supports a model of economic growth that is deeply rooted in the social cohesion and community welfare. What can modern economic systems learn from the temple economy? In today's world, economies are often driven by competition, profit, and consumerism, which can lead to inequality, environmental destruction, and social fragmentation. The temple economy offers a different model, one based on cooperation, ethics, and long-term sustainability. Here are a few key lessons. Modern economies can benefit from placing ethical considerations at the core of their business models. Just as temple integrate spiritual values like compassion, fairness, and generosity into the economic activities, business can adopt frameworks that prioritize social and environmental responsibility alongside financial success. So a focus on redistributive practices are seen in the charitable work of temples can help address growing inequality in today's world. Governments and corporations alike can draw inspiration from the temple economy by ensuring that wealth circulates and reaches those who need it most, thereby fostering social equality and equity. The temple economy's emphasis on sustainability is particularly relevant in an age where climate change and resource depletion threaten the future of our planet. By integrating practices that promote environmental conservation, modern economies can balance growth with sustainability. Lastly, the temple economy demonstrates the importance of community-centric development. Economies function best when they serve the well-being of the entire community, not just a selected few. Building social capital, fostering cooperation, and nurturing trust are essential to creating an economy that benefits all. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, Ayodhya, Varanasi, that is Benares, and Mahabalipuram have emerged as shining examples of how India's rich temple heritage can be revitalized as part of a broader spiritual economic framework. Modi's emphasis on integrating spiritual values with economic development is central to his government's initiatives to promote temple towns as cultural, spiritual, and economic hubs. Under Modi's and Yogi's leadership, Ram Mandir is reality, and this has made Ayodhya as a pilgrim-driven economy. The influx devotees have boosted local businesses, hotel, restaurants, and the other institutions and transportation, creating a vibrant pilgrimage economy. This has also led to infrastructure development and employment generation. Varanasi, one of the oldest cities of the world, and Modi's own parliamentary constituency, has been a prime example of temple economy flourishing under his spiritual and economic vision. Modi's focus on the holistic development of Varanasi has transferred it into a spiritual and economic center, blending ancient traditions with modern infrastructure. The Kashi Vishwanath corridor has been designed to enhance the experience of the infrastructure development by providing better access to the temple, increasing the footfall of visitors, and revitalizing economy. Mahabalipuram gained a global prominence when Modi hosted the Chinese president for an informal summit in 2019. The town's ancient temples and cultural significance were showcased on the global stage, attracting international tourists and elevating its profile as a world-class cultural destination. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's initiation, spiritual economic programs, Ayodhya, Varanasi, Mahabalipuram have evolved into a dynamic models of temple economies that combine ancient spiritual values with modern economic systems. These cities demonstrate how religious and cultural heritage can serve as powerful economic engines, driving tourism and employment and local commerce while promoting ethical, sustainable, and inclusive growth. In the context of Kerala's temple economy, the Guruvayur, Sri Padmanabha Swami temple, Shabarimala temples play pivotal roles in generating substantial revenues that contribute to the state's financial well-being. The Guruvayur temple, one of the most visited pilgrim sites in South India, attracts millions of devotees annually. The temple earns revenue through offerings, festivals, donations, sales of prasadam, which sustain its extensive charitable activities and infrastructural development. Similarly, Padmanabha Swami Temple, known as its wealth and historical significance, is not only a major religious center, but also a tourist attraction, generating income through entrance fees, tourism-related business, and temple-run enterprises. Shabarimala, in particular, is a seasoned powerhouse in Kerala temple economy. During the annual pilgrimage season, millions of devotees from across India, particularly from the southern states, travel to the sacred shrine, bringing significant economic activities to the state. As per the Motor Vehicles Department, nearly 20 lakh vehicles enter Kerala during the Shabarimala pilgrim season, reflecting the scale of inflow. The transportation, hospitality, and tourism sectors experience a substantial boost in revenue, alongside the increased demand for a local business and services. Thus, it is estimated that there is an inflow of rupees 1,000 crores rupees to the Kerala economy due to the Shabarimala season every year. So, the Shabarimala itself, the total income there will come out, for the revenue income will come out rupees 10,000 crores of rupees. The cumulative economic benefits from the Guruvayur, Padmanabha Swami temple, Shabarimala temples extend beyond religious offerings. They fuel various sectors such as transport, retail, hospitality, and tourism, contributing to Kerala's GDP. The temple economy integrates spiritual and economic dimensions, as these pilgrimage sites not only fulfill the religious aspirations of the devotees, but also act as catalysts for large-scale economic activity, supporting jobs, enhancing state revenues. Similarly, the religious activities of the Indians also generate many microeconomic activities. As estimated, 15 crore domestic pilgrims in India trigger the sale of hundreds of religious artifacts, which add a sizable contribution to our economy. Many religious artifacts across the country have become famous for their aesthetic and decorative values. The temples of our country turns the wheels of country's economy. Once again, I say, the temples of our country turns the wheels of the country's economy. It is estimated that the religious trips share 2.32% in GDP, with the temple economy itself contributes to 3.02 lakh crore. This NSSO data reveals that Indians do more pilgrimage than business trip and spend more on pilgrimage than traveling for education purpose. Expenditure on the religious travel, rupees 1,316 crore per day, and annual expenditure on religious travel is rupees 4.74 lakh crore. Ladies and gentlemen, in our fast-paced modern world, the integration of spiritual values into economic systems may seem like a utopian ideal. But I can surely say that the temple economy shows us that It is not only possible, but also practical. By drawing upon principles of charity, sustainability, ethical practice, and community building, temples have long served as examples of how economies can function in harmony with spiritual values. As we look forward toward the future, we must ask ourselves, can we build an economy that is not only efficient but also ethical? Can we foster growth that does not come at the expense of environment? Can we ensure that wealth is distributed in a way that benefits all members of society? The answers to these questions lie in the lessons of temple economy. I may underline once more, the answers to these questions lie in the lessons of the temple economy. It is time we embrace this ancient wisdom and integrate spiritual values into our economic systems, creating a future where prosperity and spirituality coexist in balance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rajasekharan. I must acknowledge this, that it is the finest talk I heard about temple economy, and we all, including me, had respect towards temple economy, but how scientifically and with facts and figures, when you mentioned it, it is very inspiring. You noted down so many aspects which will prosper with this temple economy. I personally have visited Jatayu in Kerala, and which happened due to your initiative. And I must tell to all the audience from different parts of the world, whenever you visit Kerala, do visit Jatayu near Trivandrum. And the best thing I loved about Jatayu temple, or that pilgrimage site, is it is dedicated to women safety. It is so inspiring for our generation, that how Jatayu gave away his life to support respect of women. Thank you very much, Rajasekharan, for living what you are preaching and being a role model for millions like me. Thank you very much.
Thank
On
you
behalf
very
of
much.
United Consciousness, I thank Mr. Kummanam Rajasekharan for coming on to the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.